Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Today we are joined by none other than YST. How are you doing, man?
How's it going, Mr. Nubby? We're back at it again.
Back at it. That's right. I have you on today to talk about our most wanted champions. I said, hey, just me talking about my most wanted. That's boring. But if we get the two of us together, that's 3 times as interesting. That's how things work. So yeah, I think we're going to pick 5 or 6 or so each. So a rough top 10. We like to throw in some honorable mentions as well. You know how it is.
Yeah, do you know what it is? There's just too many champions in the game, and we just want all of them for the Pokedex. So it's
right.
like, trying to think of 5 or 6 is actually pretty tough. It's pretty tough.
Okay, well, I tell you what. Why don't you lead us off with your first pick? What's it going to be? Most wanted.
My most wanted. I would say this is actually my most wanted champion in the game.
Oh,
like ever.
Do you want to save that for the end? Oh, you just said it.
It's right. We'll get him out of the way.
Okay.
So Netmofar is a phenomenal champion, right? And whenever I go into the Hydra boss, all I'm seeing is Netmofar, and I'm there just like, struggling, trying to scrape a 1 key on Nightmare. But I just feel like this dude would completely change my account. He brings so much versatility, and especially that we're anticipating the Hydra clash in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
That's just kind of put the value search up a notch for me, because now I want to get a bit competitive and deal more damage against the Hydra boss, because you're going to reap some rewards for your clans, right? And somebody like this would enable that for my teams. Yep. So definitely Netmofar for me.
Yeah, 100%. That's going to motivate a lot of my choices here today as well. The Hydra clash. That's kind of why I wanted to do this video. It's like, where does that push us in terms of like what champions we really be wanting now? It might change quite a bit.
Would you say that if you used to have like a top 3, right? Do you think that he fits into the top 3 Hydra champions in the game? Netmofar.
Arguably, yeah. Yeah, he might be number 3. Yeah, he might be.
Or he must be at least most used or something, because every team that I see has got this dude in it in some format. It's crazy.
I would say he's absolutely top 5. I'm just trying to think of what the top 3 would he make it bang into the top 3. He's definitely up there. Like, there's no question. There's no question. Yeah, like one of the things I might have to do, I use mine in Brutal right now. I definitely might be switching things up. We'll have to see how the multipliers for like the Hydra Clash work out. I might be throwing him into the Nightmare team. It might be, I don't know if it's going to be.
I think it's going to be like you get 1 point for a double for hard, 3 times or something for Nightmare. I don't know how it's going to work. But it's definitely, I think it's only the first key, right, gets a triple or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
I've no idea. But it might turn out that it's like, oh, target Brutal instead. That might be the best points. Like Nightmare might be too hard if you don't have a Charisma. I don't know. It
might work like that. Okay.
We'll have to see. I don't know. I've no idea. But right, let's talk about. Let me take a turn then. I'll throw in my epic, my sort of honorable mention here. I know this is the champion you really like. I think he's a Skinwalker. Akemtum. I think this guy. I think he's just awesome. He's so interesting, right? The AoE, putting out Hex. Just putting out Hex and extending the Hex duration as well. Really nice for keeping it up. But then just duplicating this poison damage to enemies under Hex whenever anyone on their team takes poison damage. He's just so interesting for the different options that he opens up. There's no champion quite like him in the game. So yeah, I love me some Hex champions, and you start adding in this really interesting passive. Like, he can do some funky stuff for like Spider Hard. I think he could do some funky stuff in Hydra as well. So yeah, even for just helping out folks with like epic only teams for Hydra Clash. I want to get me in Akemtum. I think he could have some good potential there.
Yeah, I actually don't have him myself either.
Oh, right.
One of the few Void epics that I don't have yet, but hopefully one day, raid, a 50x Akemtum.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, what's your next pick?
My next one is actually going to be an epic from the Sylvan Watchers, and it's going to be a Mist Rider Dahi.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot of my picks are actually going to be for this future content that's coming out, and Mist Rider Dahi, I believe, is going to be the best epic from this faction, bar none. In terms of damage output, all the utility, drop defense, there's just so much to his kit that's going to help out your team. And that's what I'm looking for, right? I don't have any legendaries from here, but if I was to have an epic, it would definitely be him.
Gotcha. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think he's like the go-to dude, 100%. Brings his own increased attack as well, and increased accuracy. So you can build him with low accuracy. He's gonna hit hard because of this. I don't think they have other increased attack in the faction, so yeah, he's so good. He's so.
I was actually surprised I didn't have him because we did that collab a few weeks ago, and I was like, "You don't even have him." I was like, "Wait a second. Oh wait, I don't have him."
You might want to be pulling in 2x Ancients this weekend to try get him.
Yeah, we're going all out for that Theodore.
All right, my next wanted actually. Oh man, Theodore did not actually make my list, which is kind of insane because he's so good. I don't have Theodore. No.
So you're going for him then?
I don't think so. No, I don't have enough shards to hit Mercy, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna save. Yeah. My next one I'm gonna pick is Rotos. Actually, I'm gonna put as my sort of 5th most wanted champion. So not a Hydra champion really at all. But the reason I kind of want him is I've got Sifi now. Like, what are the chances to get Sifi before you get Rotos? It has to be so small. But I've done it. I've successfully done it. So I want to get him just to complete the pairing. He's just such a beast as well.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. But the thing is, I just never use mine. I don't like him.
Really? Oh wow.
I don't like him. Yeah. Do you know what it is? I was saying to Tai Raku, right? I was like, he loves Rotos, like to an Excalibur level.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I don't use him because do you know when we go into live arena, if you face a Rotos or a UDK, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody in life, even my biggest haters. I wouldn't wish that upon them. So I think it's just that thing of I've been killed so much times by it, and it just always because there's been times I got a full team, right? This dude will pop out extra turn, ignore unkillable, boom, your whole team's dead. Like solos my whole team. I'm like, I thought my team was pretty good there until this dude came along and soloed me.
Yeah, that literally happened to me yesterday. I was against like a dude like one of the fancy platinum avatars. So I was like, oh man, I'm up against a real top end dude here. And I was absolutely rinsing his team. I ripped him apart and I was like, oh, this is easy. And then at the last second, like I think Rotos was his last champion left just about with about 10% HP. I'd locked him out. He finally got a turn and he just went like boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
And he just took out my whole team. And I was like, well, okay. I want this champion.
I'd agree though. Like he's really, really good. I've just got personal vendettas against Rotos.
He like one-shot my 90k HP Sifi. He just one-shot her. I was like, all right. Fair. Increased defense buff. Who cares?
It's crazy to think. Do you know when we saying like who was the best fusions in Raid? I feel like a lot of us actually underestimate that Rotos was a fusion back in the day, right?
Yeah, I forget. I wasn't playing then, so I tend to forget.
It was so long ago, but it's actually crazy that arguably top 3 DPS in the game was a fusion.
Yeah, and was it not the case that when he came out as a fusion, people thought he was bad?
Yep, everyone went for Sepulchre Sentinel, the epic. I got some
could you
for
imagine?
Clan Boss.
Oh no, could you imagine choosing Sepulchre over Rotos?
Not could you imagine? I did.
You did. Oh no. And then he was nerfed after that. He actually was way more overpowered, and I think Sifi as well than they are now. I think they were both nerfed substantially.
I think they were nerfed. I think it was nerfed like 3 times or 4 times.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. It's funny. It's hard to judge champions sometimes. It is. All right, what's your next pick, YSD?
My next one's gonna be a Green Warden Ruach from the 7 again.
I was wondering if he would make his way in here. Interesting.
I think because we've got this new accessory dungeon coming up, and it says that one of the fundamentals is going to be the Taunt buff.
Yeah.
There's not a lot in the game. We do have Druid and the Runic, who's an epic. But I feel like Green Warden might slide in here as an MVP for that boss because he's got increased defense and strengthen on himself. So when that taunt goes out, he's got a way of like tanking himself up to survive those hits.
Yeah.
He's also got a decreased attack, stealing continuous heals. We've got transferring debuffs and a nice passive as well of placing shield on the ally for 2 turns equal to 10% of their max HP whenever they lose 10%, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like he's gonna have a simple but effective kit to take on that boss. But the main thing is I don't have any Taunt champions yet, so having him on the roster would be nice.
That's a good call. Yeah, this was a champion. He didn't make my top 5, but I was. And it's funny because before they announced that dungeon with Taunt being a thing, I'd have been like, he's kind of fun, but
Yeah.
But now
100%.
the Taunt thing, it's like, yeah, he definitely shoots up the list, doesn't he? Massively.
It's weird. Like, do you know when we say most wanted, because our accounts are more endgame, it's like stuff becomes a bit more specific. Like when it comes down to the nitty gritty, what do you actually need? And for me, it's stuff that I'm actually missing. Like I don't have a Taunt or I don't have what Necmo provides in a sense. So
Yeah,
it's a
100%.
weird one. I never thought that he'd be in my most wanted list, but here we
Yeah.
go.
I feel they could do a guaranteed on him, seeing as there's the Sylvan Watcher crypt as well. Like, this is one I've got
I
my eye
s-
on.
I
I
slightly feel like because there's so less in the game, I feel like there is going to be an implementation of more taunt buffs being released in the future.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the only way that you can get it right now is in the Sylvan Watchers. It's not in any other faction.
yeah, yeah.
So I would expect it, to be honest, in the near future.
Yeah, it could happen. Who knows? Maybe we know there's an announcement coming, like while we're recording this video. Maybe they're going to announce it there. Maybe people
Oh my
watching
god,
this
look
video
guys,
are like,
it's a void legendary Genshin with taunt. Let's go.
who knows? Right, my next up. Oh, this is a champion I know you have.
Okay.
Duchess Lilitu. So,
Duchess, okay.
so she had actually would have fallen off my list a while ago as my most wanted. It's sort of it's that champion, you know, the super OP, the top tier champion. But after a while, I think that you probably feel this way about Seer. If I was to put words in your mouth here, where it's like you're so used to not having this OP champion that you actually kind of come in a way to prefer not having them and overcoming those challenges despite not having like the number one pick that people go for. That's kind of how I felt about Duchess. However, she's now made it back onto my most wanted list because of the Hydra clash, basically. Trying to get those maximum scores in Hydra. Like Duchess, she just is absolutely insane champion for Hydra, on top of being absolutely insane for PvP as well. So yeah, I've gotten away with not having her so far, but like now that's coming to the point of trying to max out your damage in Hydra, I'm like, well, having Duchess on the account, that would be a pretty good option to have to pull into those teams. So yeah, Duchess has really shot up my list now because of Hydra Clash. Is going like, yep, I want this one.
Yeah, weirdly, like I've got like not to rub it in, like
Three,
not
is
to
it?
not to nub raids it in.
Do you have
I've
two
got
or three?
I got three.
Oh my
right?
god, three.
I've never actually considered using her for my Hydra Boss team.
Really?
Like, ever.
Wow.
Reason being is I just don't like bringing block debuffs into it because I always tend to get 3%ed, right? And when Mischief steals it, spreads block debuffs, and then Poison Cloud goes out, it's a shambles. So I just tried to use like 2 Hana Rock and kind of just cleanse debuffs and not put block debuffs up. But that's just like my personal thing. But maybe I should. The way is you have to build every champion of like high resistance. You have to have that Mischief tank, and I can't be bothered for that.
Yeah. Look, she's often run with Krisk, who you don't have, right? But Krisk extends the perfect veil, so it gives you that better coverage, and he Mischief tanks.
Yeah, that's another
so
thing.
well.
Like it falls off, and do you know when the head kind of redirects, right?
Yeah.
He always redirects to Torment, and then Torment puts a fear on my Duchess, and then she loses her block. Oh, it's just a mess, man. It stressed me out.
Well, you might have 3 Duchess, but my friend, I've got 3 Narma the Returned. So, bet that's your next pick, next on your list.
Do you know what? I think Nama needs to be cut some slack. I think she's
alright.
I think she's a good champion. Just needs a bit of tweaking.
She does.
In my opinion.
Yeah, if they gave her a little bit of a buff, she could be really good.
But yeah, she looks cool though.
She looks so cool. All right, what's your next pick? Presuming it's not Narma.
Next one's actually I'm gonna go for my next epic one here. It's gonna be Squaramus. Is it Squaramus?
Squaramus, yeah. Okay, so kind of mini Krisk in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I just feel like he plays a really cool value for more budget or lower floor Hydra boss teams, or even endgame as well. I wouldn't replace him for somebody else, but for like videos in particular, I think he's a really cool option to like showcase epic teams and stuff like that. And it comes down to having that provoke for Head of Decay. We've got counterattack and continuous heals on himself for like the Mischief tanking, put him in high resistance. He's gonna do 2 birds in 1 stone with this 1 skill.
Yep.
We got that decreasing of durations of all enemy buffs as well by 1 turn, and a chance of placing decreased attack, and fills this champion's turn meter by 10% for each buff that has its duration decreased. It's like, there's so much to his kit, it's so simple but effective, and I think he can like drastically change many players that's progressing in the Hydra, right, from maybe normal to hard or hard to brutal. Having him in the team, you definitely see the value.
Yeah, definitely. This guy, he's really, really good. He's one of the best epics for this. Like, it's so strong. This move has so much in it. He's insane. He is insane.
Yeah, it's that 2 buffs, man. It's really good.
That's the thing. 2 buffs make such a difference. Such a big difference. 2 buffs on him. And they're unique buffs as well, right? So they're not buffs that other people are gonna have. Like he's always like, unless you bring in counterattack, which is unlikely, continuous heal stacks anyway. Like he's 2 buffs ahead. That makes a big. It's the same with Chris with the double continuous heals. It makes a very big difference to mischief tanking. If you're just using 1 buff, that's where it goes wrong.
It can get dicey like that.
Yeah. All right, my one actually a similar champion next up. I'm going OP. I'm going super OP. I've got to pick Grazur Iron Gut here at this point. Like again, the Hydra clash has just pushed this guy from being, you know, I'd actually really want him. It's just like a fun, cool option to being, okay, I really want him because he's really, really good for Hydra, like properly OP. But yeah, look, he's got the AoE provoke with increased resist and defense for your team. But then the AoE enemy max HP nuke on a 3-turn cooldown, with also extending ally buffs. Like, that's just so good. He can keep increased resist up all the time, so you got that option as well. But bringing provoke, an enemy max HP nuke, extending buffs, even the increased defense buff is quite nice for Hydra. And then AoEs in every single move as well. And a cool passive too. This guy, he's just stacked. His kit is stacked, and he's just built for Hydra especially.
Yeah, no, he is an absolute beast. Sometimes I forget that he's even in the game. I don't know why. It's like, it's because I don't see a lot of him. Obviously, he's a new Void legendary. I don't ever see him in teams like, oh, I forgot about Grazor there. But yeah, when we had him on the test server, I was having a blast with that dude. I was trying to slip him into the Hydra clash secretly that we had.
He was banned, wasn't he? Yeah,
he was banned. I had to face Scratch and stuff, right? I was like, oh, if I slip a Grazor in here, can I just see somebody else? Like, no one know.
Yeah, I think this gives you a pretty good indication. Like, I assume he probably cancelled this team early, right? But in terms of damage, like Husk is doing with Relentless, so a well-geared Husk most likely, 7 million, Grazur 12.5, Acrisia 21, right? Just in terms of where the enemy max HP nukers fall, like you can see Grazur, he's way ahead of like the Husk and Royal Guard. He's on another level, right? And then Acrisia is another level again. But yeah, I think that's a really good. I was looking through.
Then again, like in that build as well, though, like Grazor was in a Taunt set.
That's
maybe
right.
If he was in Relentless, he could have been on par with like maybe just a bit lower than Acrisia there. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'd catch up more, 100% with Relentless. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can build him. I actually love this provoke retaliation.
Ooh, that's a nice combo there. That is a nice combo.
Yeah, I wonder with Krisk and Grazor, it'd be cool with this team. One thing he doesn't have is the Cursed set. Like Grazor is a good one to carry Cursed. He's great with Cursed. He's great with Provoke, just because everything's an AoE attack, and he's Void as well. It's nice benefit. I guess the set's place anyway. But yeah,
I'm surprised that he needs a Provoke in Krisk and Husk.
I guess just for full auto, right? The Husk won't really provoke on full auto would be my guess. Who knows? But yeah, just thought that was interesting to see the damage breakdown. But yeah, there's Grazor. I think he's just the stats speak for themselves, right? He's clearly broken for Hydra.
Your friend's gonna come to you after this from the clan. He's gonna be like, "Yo, stop showing my teams, man."
yeah, he gave it away. All right, what's your next pick?
Next pick's going to be Miss Lady Kimmy from the Shadow King.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted Lady Kimmy, right? Like, you know, I'm a big fan of the Shadowkin and all of that good stuff. I'm trying to get every single one, but they just keep releasing more.
It's a very stacked faction now. It's like one of the biggest ones.
I'm getting close, right? And then I close my eyes, I go to sleep for 5 minutes, I wake up and there's like 50 new champions here.
Yeah.
But no, Lady Kimmy's like, she's a phenomenal option, right? Think about, it's not like I need her. This is more of a personal one. I just want this champion. I just like, she looks really cool, does have value for mainly arena for me, maybe in some comps. We've got an increased accuracy, increased speed, filling of turn meters, block buffs, maybe with some Hydra usage, decreased speed. You name it, Lady Kimmy's got that. So
yeah.
The one thing I don't like about her though is the Doom Tower and Battles only aura. That's the only thing I don't like about her. I wish it was more like maybe 24% all battles or something.
That's fair. I mean, it is the best Doom Tower aura, but yeah, you probably don't need it, right?
Yeah, but obviously for anybody that is using her in the Doom Tower is loving it.
I like how she's got nipple armor, like just a bit of extra protection for the nips.
You never know, like if someone like Inquisitor Shamil's shooting and she can deflect them all, it's so good.
The fact that she's just like blocking them. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. All right, my next pick here is I'm gonna pick Cardio.
Man. Well, I've got hay fever. You're making me cry, man. Oh, good.
Cardio. Man. All right then. So with Cardio, he's gonna be my next pick because he's just overpowered in so many different areas. Arena, he's amazing. Hydra, especially with Hydra Clash, I think his value really shoots up as someone that can heal your team, keep them alive, but brings insane amount of damage. Like he is probably the best ally attack champion. In fact, he is the best ally attack champion in the game. But he also brings a full cleanse with block debuffs and revive on death that cannot be removed. And the A1 is where the healing comes from. And it sounds weak. Heal everyone by 7.5% max HP. But he does it with the ally attack. With his passive, he's got that chance to join in. Bucks up to 30% chance to join in on ally attacks. It really adds up in terms of extra damage. And also in terms of just a lot of healing for your team. And the speed aura too. So he's a pretty big one. I think MTG Jedi used him to really strong effect in the Hydra Creator Clash, actually, and got some crazy damage out of that team using the Cardial. So
the Cardio is great, like Clan Boss, Hydra Boss, even the Finite Hard, where there's only like 5 champions in the whole game that can do it or something.
I forgot to mention that, but yes, exactly.
Yeah, he's got that end game versatility, right? Like you can bring him into all of the end game PvE content and PvP, and just literally be a wrecking ball. I just don't like the way he looks. I know we've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Maybe if they bring out a skin, right? If they bring out some champion skins for Cardio, then I might consider wanting him. But yeah,
the beach speedo skin, where he's just a dude with a little pair of speedos. With that stance. I've seen guys stand like that with speedos on the beach. I've seen that. Yeah, no, I agree. That's funny. Like with him and with Duchess on my list, they're both champions. In fact, there's even my final pick. They're all going to be champions that I've railed against in some ways before. I'm like, oh, I don't like this champion in a way, but with the way the game is going at the moment, I'm like, okay, I'm coming back around. All right, fine. You've got me, Raid. You got me. I want them. What's your next pick, YST?
Do you know what? I got one more, right? But then I was like another one as well. And then they're looking at me saying, you better mention me, YST. And I'm like, I don't know. We've only got one pick left here.
You can have 2 more. You can have the final pick as well. How about that? I have 2 more. This one and 1 more.
Okay, I'll leave the scary dude for last then.
Okay, okay.
My initial one was going to be Necrit the Great.
Ah, yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's like when I'm in the arena, right? Like I'm one of those players where I'm not wow, I love live arena. Let me sign in and play this today. It's the best thing ever. but I do. But I do enjoy it, right? Like from time to time. So in the evening, it's like 1 a.m. It's like live arena's active, and I'm like, yo, let me have a little cheeky battle here. It's funny. I actually went up against Hell Hades the other day, right? He slaughtered me. Yeah, he slaughtered me. But so basically Necrit is one of those ones that opens up the opportunity to use all of my nukers, not just ones that have a form of self-survivability like my Leorius or my Candrathon. I can start to use maybe a Baron with that protection, right? Or whoever that may be, because he's the only champion that can do it to the caliber he does, like strengthen, ally protection, block debuffs, ally attacks, decreased attacks. The shield is huge.
Yeah.
Like he just protects those, any nuker you want, he's got their back, right? For at least that initial phase. But one thing that's also interesting is, you see with the new update that they did with that What's Next in Raid?
Yeah. Protection set, you think?
No, I was thinking, do you know even the stone skin set, right? You see how they kind of opened it up so you can have 9 pieces, but it just gives you the extra value.
Yeah.
If our nukers, right, have like 4 pieces of stone skin but use the accessories as the stone skin, does that mean we can now have savage stone skin nukers?
I'm thinking maybe. I don't know. Like that's what I didn't realize.
I'm just
during
thinking,
the video.
I'm just thinking, because will I need somebody like a Necro if that starts to become the new meta, like a stone skin / savage build? That will kind of give you that bit of protection in the starting phase. I don't know, but I'd still want Necro for sure.
Yeah, I still want him. I hope it's not going to be the case, but I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that, because that kind of adds that layer of like, imagine facing a savage stone skin nuker.
Yeah, it's just a pain.
It would be a pain, right?
Yeah, it's a pain. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think stone skin. I honestly, I use stone skin so much, right? So much. I'm one of the #1 abusers of stone skin.
I know this by first-hand experience.
But I think they should it should be nerfed. I think they should make the shield, probably the easiest way to do it is make the shield weaker, so like you can actually break the shield, because 9 times out of
they got your back. Now they're making it stronger for you. That's
I know.
75%.
Yeah,
it was a weird one, because
weird.
the buff bonuses to me didn't make any sense, right? Because like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I never use a strategy to actually break the stone skin shield.
That's
I
the
just tried to
problem, yeah.
remove it or steal it or just outweight it pretty much. I've never
Yeah.
like gone in like, I'm gonna kill your stone skin and then
Yeah, exactly.
don't
I think
know.
that's what they should do. They should make the shield weaker. There should be a strategy. It's like you should be
Yeah.
able to break stone
crack.
skin more than you can. It's just like, yeah, you
It'd
got
be
to wait
fun.
it out. Like, it's yeah.
I think it'd be really fun if you could crack the shield. Like, let's just say you go
Yeah.
with a Baron, you could probably just crack a shield of a Baron, basically, right?
Yeah.
And then you could do whatever you want after that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there needs to be more counterplay to it, yeah, especially since, yeah, like you said, with accessories, you're going to have bloody everyone rocking around in stone skin nowadays. 4 pieces at least. It's going to be ridiculous.
A one-turn stone skin everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. I guess reaction accessories might be, I don't know, but it's hard to get reaction accessories. Anyway, it's a bigger topic than the video here. Let me go into my next pick. We could talk for
cut
days.
that bit out.
Yeah,
Cut that part out. And put it in a separate video.
I'm looking at the video length and going, uh-oh, it's going to get way too much. Right, Acrisia, she's my final pick.
Okay.
It has to be. This champion is just overpowered. She completely blows all of like the Doom Tower, like all the, you know, like they're talking about these turn count in dungeons, right? Acrisia is going to help a ton with all of that. Hydra Clash, Acrisia is the best champion. She's just the best. She's on another level. So I just want to get her just to win that stuff easy. It's the easy win. And yeah, I'll take it. I'll take an easy win, please, right? So,
yeah,
Acrisia.
no, she's top tier, man. I would love to have Acrisia as well. Phenomenal champion. So I guess the last champion I wanted to mention was...
Yes. Actually, look at this. The top team this time is a Cupidus team. That's cool. Odin.
Ooh.
There's Acrisia.
There's Netmo 4. It's like every champion we mentioned today is all in there.
Yeah. All right. What's your last pick? The last pick. Final pick of the video.
This is my most scared champion in Arena, right? George the Breaker. I can't. I have been absolutely slaughtered by this dude. Like, he has to be the hardest hitting champion in the game, right? He has to be.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like Taurus is there as well, but this guy, yeah, when the passive procs.
If I was facing a Taras and a Georgid, I am banning him over Taras any day of the week because he can just snipe my Duchess, right? He goes through Stone Skin as well, I believe.
He does, so the A3 ignores
Stone
Stone
Skin. Stone Skin,
Mm-hmm.
ally protection, increased defense. He counters all of those meta forms of protection and he just sits down whoever he wants pretty much. And it's like, the worst one ever is when you pair him with like a Lydia, right? Some dudes keep doing it to me and they got the block revives. So you can't even revive the person that he killed. It's a mess.
He's really strong. Yeah, I ban him a lot as well. he's the scary nuker. Yo.
The worst one, I seen one dude, right? He didn't have a +4, he had a +3 6-star ascension. Georgid. It was a nasty time, man.
Yeah. Ban that. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good pick. All right, well, there we go. All of our most wanted champions. Pretty stacked stuff. But I thought it was really interesting to see like where we're at with the accounts. Quite different picks across our lists as well. But yeah, let us know in the comments, you know, was there anything that you're like, oh, it's my most wanted champ, I can't believe you guys left it out? Or maybe we got that champion and that's why it's not there. Who knows? But let us know. Let us know what your most wanted champs are as well. YSD, thank you for joining me today for this collaboration.
Oh, anytime, man. Guys, I'm actually going to be picking up Nubs, right, from the airport in about, 18 hours?
Something like that from this.
From now.
No, more than
basically, we're releasing this video today, right? Or is it?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
We'll see, but basically at some point, I'm going to be with Nubs in person for the first time. And I've ordered a boxing ring, so we're going to be swinging it out, and it'll be fun. I'm joking.
Okay. I think it's more like 32 hours, by the way, so don't show up at the airport tonight. Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, it's tomorrow.
I'll be there just reading my book like this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So who knows? It might be more collabs. I don't know what we're gonna end up doing, if we'll do any work at all or just be messing about. It's gonna be great fun.
Yeah.
Meeting Deadwood and all the guys. Yeah. All right. There you go. Everyone check out YST. We're gonna be linking a collab we'll do for his channel in the comments and description down below. Make sure you check it out. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.